Our next question comes from Chris in London and is an important one. What have been the key organisational and operational lessons for NATO during its presence in Afghanistan? NATO seeks to learn from its current operations. So for NATO, operations are by definition a learning experience. We can say that the NATO-led presence in Afghanistan has demonstrated the alliance's ability to sustain a long-term military operation. And it's also demonstrated the importance of integrating partners into an operation. No fewer than 22 partner nations have deployed alongside allied nations in Afghanistan. What NATO is now doing is going through a formal lessons learned process that will continue right up to the end of the ISAF operation in 2014. This process is not the end of what will be a much broader system for learning lessons from our engagement in Afghanistan. Neither is it even the beginning, because NATO's Joint Analysis and Lessons Learned Centre has been continually drawing on the lessons to be learned from Afghanistan and indeed from our other operations in recent years. And I think I would highlight three lessons in particular that are worth just reflecting on. The first is the need for our forces to be prepared to train local forces. In Afghanistan, we've seen NATO-led ISAF forces building security, but crucially, we've seen those NATO-led forces training and mentoring Afghan forces, which are now in the process of taking over full responsibility for security in Afghanistan. The second lesson centres on the absolute necessity of mitigating risks to civilians. NATO has always had this very much in its mind, but in the complex environment of Afghanistan, over the last 10 years, we've put a great deal of time and effort into thinking through how best to conduct operations in a complex environment whilst absolutely reducing to a minimum the risk of civilian casualties. And the third lesson that I would highlight is the importance of following a comprehensive approach to stabilisation. We've carried out a lessons learned process which has focused on the activities of the provincial reconstruction teams, which have made a major contribution to reconstruction and development in Afghanistan, particularly in the early stages of the ISAF operation. And there are further lessons which we are learning, all of which concern our interaction with our key civilian partners, both local partners but also international organisations such as the United Nations and the European Union.